అందరికీ నమస్కారములు, శుభోదయం. సర్వేభ్యో నమో నమః, నమస్కారः. Today is the 7th or 8th day of our classes on Sanatana Dharma and Shodasa Samskaramlu. We have completed 15 out of 16 samskaras. Now today is the one more left, that is the 15th samskara, that is Vivaha Samskaramlu. And we will start this session with Vande Mataram and paying our respects to our country. I request Challa Chittibabu Garu to recite Vande Mataram, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Sitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Subrajyosna Pulakitayaminim, Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhinim, Suhasinim, Sumadhura Bhashinim, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Now let us request Vasundhara garu to chant Pradhana, please.
Sarvebhyo namaskaraha. 1 minute meditation followed by Omkara and Prarthana. Omkaram. Om Ganana Antva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamastramastramam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanan Brahmanaspata Anashrunvannotibhissida Sadanam. Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinama Vipriyavatu. Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Gurureva Gati Gurumeva Bhaje गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरुः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मां पाहि गुरौ ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमव्याप्य देहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः असतो मा सर्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ओम शांति शांति शांतिः मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्य देवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांतिः गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम
గురుభ్యో నమః హరి ఓం. ధన్యవాదములండి వసుంధర గారు. ఎక్సలెంట్, సింపుల్ అండ్ మేడ్ ఇట్ ఈజీ టైప్ ఆఫ్ చాంటింగ్. వెరీ నైస్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. Now let us request Visalaksh garu to start the webinar, please.
ओम श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। ओम श्री पार्वती राजराजेश्वराभ्यां नमः। ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम शिवाय गुरवे नमः। ओम नमः शिवायै च नमः शिवाय। ओम विवाह संस्कार. Out of Shodasa samskaras, Vivaha Samskara is the 15th one. After this comes the Antyeshti. But we have completed the 16th one yesterday, and we are knowing about Vivaha Samskara. What are the meanings behind and Tatvika Arthas behind all the mantras that are being recited at the time of Vivaha. Each and every individual must know all these things even before the marriage. So the youth must listen to all these points. Now Paramatma gave us a sort of Advaita Ananda of Advaita Dampatya. Mahakavi Bhavabhuti explained in Uttara Ramacharitra Nataka about the Dampatya Anubandha of Sri Sita Rama, who are the ideal couple to all of us. Sita Ramapyam Namo Namaha. Advaitam Sukha Dukkhayoranugatam Sarvasvavasta Suyet Visramo Hrudayasya Yatra Jarasa Yasminnaharyo Rasaha Kalena Varanatyayat Parinate Yat Snehasare Stitam Bhadram tasya sumanushasya kathamapyekam hitat prarthyate. So it is very difficult to get such an Advaita Dampatya Ananda, Dampatya Sukha. Only Dampati we say. Dampati means that is only one word, but Jayacha Patihicha Dampati. Wife and husband together are called as Dampati as one word. Though appearing as two persons, two bodies, both of them should behave like one person. That is the Advaita Dampatya. the marital tie, which can be obtained only by very fortunate people. Though there are lakhs of thousands of innumerable couple, wife and husbands are there, those who are blessed by Paramatma can enjoy this Advaita Dampatya Ananda Sukha. So two different members, a girl and a boy, the moment they are tied by the Veda mantras in front of gods and Agnideva and all the relatives, they become one and behave as if both are one only, sharing all sorts of that is happiness and sorrow feelings, everything good and bad of life, they share equally. And slowly, when time is passing away, normally when the marriage is celebrated, they are unknown. So a sort of idiom, we say, the bashfulness exists in both of them, especially in the girl. But when time is passing away and the intimacy grows among them, then the veil of the difference between two would be removed, and the relationship between them, the boy and girl, the Vara and Vathu, that becomes matured, and the tie grows stronger and stronger. So that bliss of this bond increases, but it never decreases. So everyone prays for such a fortune to be obtained by them. So such is the greatness of Vivaha Bantha spoken in our Sanatana Dharma. Sri Sitarama's marital bond is of this type. So this Dampatya Dharma should be followed the moment the marriage is celebrated. Both of them should behave to do all the Nitya Naimittika karmas, praying the gods, trying to get rid of the three depths, we say. 3 runas and then pancha runas also. So one of the most important of all these Shodasa Samskaras of our Sanatana Dharma is this marriage bond, Vivaha Samskara, which is meant for, it is connected with Kama Purushartha, with Dharma, Dharma Purushartha. In Chaturvidha Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha, because they enter into Grihasthasrama. Until that time, they were at Brahmacharya. Now they have entered into Grihasthasrama, which is the resting place, protecting place for Brahmacharis, then Vanaprasthasrama people and Sannyasasrama people also. So this marriage samskara is very pious, and it keeps the dynasty, the lineage survive. So this bond of marriage is considered to be the bond of several births of that both girl and boy, because Sapta Janma we believe. So it is considered to be Atma Bandha. In fact, the bond of mother, father and the child, that is the first greatest unbroken divine tie. And later that, after Mata, Pita, Putra Sambandha, the greatest Sambandha is of wife and husband, which can never be differentiated at all according to our Sanatana Dharma. Nowadays, people are taking divorces and all, that is against to our Dharma. A man gets right to perform the Deva Yajnas and then all sorts of Yajna Yagadi, Kratus and all, only after he gets married along with the wife Dharma Patni, he becomes eligible to do all these Kratus. Patyurno Yajna Samyoge, says the Shastra. The children born through such a Dharma Patni possess the right to perform the Pitru Karyas and all other Yajna Yagadi Kratus. Gautama Maharshi called this Vivaha Samskara as Sahadharmacharini Vrata. The importance of Vivaha Samskara is spoken in Manusmriti also as Darathenas Tatha Swargaha Pitrunam Atmanaschaha. We can get, that is, it is in the hands of the wife that the forefathers attain meritorious lokas, divya lokas. And because unless she cooperates, the son, he cannot do anything. He cannot perform even the rituals, rites or anything. Even for Nityanayamitika karmas also, though till that time he did Nitya karmas, yet after marriage, with the cooperation of wife only, he becomes eligible to perform correctly all the karmas. So, Mata Pita Putra Sambandha is so great, and after that, Pati Putra Sambandha is also Patni Sambandha is also so great and pious, because we believe marriages are made in heaven. That is Runanubandha Rupena Pasupatnis Sutalayaha. So it is Paramatma who tied both of them, and it is the gods who are offering the hand of the girl to the boy in the marriage. So how this marriage samskara is to be performed, why this girl and boy, they are called as Vara and Vathu. What is the procedure of the marriage? What are the meanings behind the mantras recited at that time? What sort of votes both of them are taking? Mainly the Vathu is taking. All these are to be understood even before the marriage. So then only the couple will lead a very happy life with all sincerity. So what all the works are to be done at the time of marriage also, we can just mention the points. So the word vivaha, we say in Sanskritam, it is formed from the root vaha prapane. With the upasarga, vi means visesha. Vahayati prapayati iti vivaha. Vi means particularly, specially. Vaha means bear, to bear. So vivaha is that which makes to obtain wife for maintaining the duties of grihasthasrama dharmas, household duties. So according to the Shastra, there are 8 methods of marriages. Among them, which method is to be followed by whom is well explained in all Dharma Shastras and Gruhya Shastras. Manusmriti speaks about the 8 methods of marriage. Brahmo Daivas Tathaivarshaha Prajapatjes Tatha Asuraha Paishacho Rakshasaschaiva Gantharvascha Ashtamo Vithihi. So the 8 varieties of marriages are Brahmi Vivaha, Daiva, Arsha, Prajapatya, Asura, Paishacha and Rakshasa and Gantharva. The characteristics of all these 8 varieties of marriages are well described in all those granthas. Normally, we all are doing Brahmi Vivaha. In Brahmi Vivaha, the decorated bride would be offered by her father, parents, to a very virtuous bridegroom, Vara, with the water, pouring of water. So by this Kanyadana, Kanyadatas 10 generations prior and 10 generations after him, including himself. So 21 generations, Taramulu we say, 21 generations of people would cross the worldly chain ocean and then get liberated. They enter into heavenly higher abodes and they can get moksha. So the Upanayana Samskara and Vivaha Samskara should be performed according to Shastra with all sincere belief and shraddha in them. All 16 samskaras are to be performed in such a manner only, but these 2 got more importance. If they are not conducted properly according to Shastra, then the aim with which we do may not be obtained. So it is lost to our Sanatana Dharma. So the house, the society or even the nation will get enriched depending upon the character of the woman. So if women are virtuous, noble and possess all good traits spoken in our Shastras and behave correctly in the life, in thinking, doing and speaking, then if they possess all such good qualities by nature which women our Sanatana Dharma is women possess, then that family, that society, that nation would be elevated, and that can live very happily and lead a very happy, peaceful, satisfied, perfect life. If women are not modest, if they do not possess such qualities, then the happiness will vanish from even the nation. So women should normally possess the qualities such as modesty, bashfulness, endurance, loving nature, then capability of maintaining the house, taking care of all the people of the house, then with all smiling face, purity in thought and heart, delicacy in behavior, regard, and having regard and respect and affection, taking care of all in-laws people, mother-in-law, father-in-law, and elders and youngers also. Then she must have regard, love and affection, devotion towards her husband. Then Shraddha in the honor of elevating, keeping up the honor of the dynasty, the family, Kutumba Gaurava we say. Then respecting all well-be people, whoever are connected with them, having all Stritva, Satitva and Matrutva, then those families would be very happy. The whole universe, the world would be very happy, and there will not be any conflicts at all. So if wife is virtuous, she can mold everyone as virtuous and noble. Swami Vivekananda also said, if a man is educated, he alone is educated. But if a woman is educated, the whole family is educated, because everything depends upon the Grihini. So she should be of noble qualities. If women are wicked, cruel, selfish, and do not care and do not respect the elders, in-laws, members, and never cares even her husband, having egoistic feelings, then happiness will not be there. So it is very essential that both of them must be virtuous, noble, and especially women. Arjuna also said in Bhagavad Gita, Strishu dushtasu varshneya jayate varna sankaraha. So the girls need to be brought up with the knowledge that they are Adapillalu, we say in our Telugu. They belong to that family wherein they are going to step, in-laws family. So they should love and honor all the people of that family. So that is why if we perform at the age of the marriage to the girls at the age of 12 to 15, that would be very ideal age, so that they can develop attachment with all the members of in-laws family, and she becomes one with them and consider them as her own relatives. So that mental tie, manasika bandha would develop properly, and all of them can lead happy life. So Shastra tells us that the bride should be selected very carefully, because Kupharyaya Jivitam Nashtam. Similarly, the girl's parents must see for a very virtuous, noble, generous, and educated bridegroom also, who is very possessive, who is very good and taking care of wife, children, family, and all the must have the regard for even girls, parents, and then all the members of that family. Both of them must have this sort of behavior. So Apastamba Gruhya Sutra says, Suhrudaha Samavetan Mantravato Varan Prehinuyat. The marriage is a very auspicious event. So if mother, father both are virtuous, then the marriage is celebrated properly as per Shastra. Then the children born to them would become very good citizens of the nation, keepers of our Sanatana Dharma. In Mimamsa Tantra Vartika, it is said, Anyatra avinayam kuryat pitrupyam varyate sutaha tayureva avinitasya ko bhavid vinivarakaha. If our children misbehave with others, we, the parents, can tell them, the children, to behave properly. But if the children misbehave with the parents, then who will take care of them, who will ward of them, who will teach them. So our children to be virtuous and morally well, parents need to be virtuous and with all good conduct and good behavior. Then the Santana also would born virtuously, even though, of course, the effect of society always falls on them, and their Jiva Samskara definitely prevails over their behavior. That we cannot ward off, of course. So, the Vara and Vathu, they are doing so many pramanas and vagdanas at the time of the marriage. So if they know that they are doing, they keep it up throughout the life. Because nowadays they do not know what are the meanings of all the mantras. Even this marriage process is becoming a sort of just a casual procedure. They are just enjoying giving poses for the photos and not caring for the meanings of what they are uttering, what the priest is uttering. So it is said, no matter how hard we try, marriages will be arranged by Paramatma only, Runanubantha Rupena, Pasupatni Sutalayaha. So we cannot do anything, but what is in our hands is to educate youth beforehand that greatness and importance and sanctity of the meanings of the mantras recited at the time of marriage, what sort of pramanas they are doing, and then it is their duty to keep it up throughout the life. In our Sanatana Dharma, when once the marriage is celebrated, the death alone got the power to separate them. Even after death, the other person will always be remembering the life partner. That is our bandha, Vaivahika bandha. So after marriage only, they become eligible to do a sort of all kratus for Pitru Karyas or Deva Karyas, Srauta, Smarta, Yajna Yagadi, Kratus, Nityanamiti Karmas and all. So marriage is very essential to be done as per the Shastra. Nowadays, on the name of love marriages, they are choosing life partners as they like. That is not advised. So the mother and father should be very careful in case of their children. So Shastra says, Agre Kulam Pariksheta, at the time of selecting the matches, both of them, the brides and bridegrooms also, they should be very careful in selecting the bride and bridegroom to their children. Apastamba Gruhya Sutras say in many slokas, Maharshi there explained how to select a girl specially and then how to select a boy for their girl. Banthusila Lakshana Sampannam Arugam Upayacheta. A girl, if born in an orthodox family with all good health and noble thoughts, well educated, should be selected as a bride. Similarly, Maharshi also spoke about how to select a bridegroom. Banthusila Lakshana Sampannam Shrutavan Arogavan iti Vara Sampat. The bridegroom should be born in an orthodox family with all good, noble traits, having good health, then well educated, having Shastra Jnana should be selected. Such a person, if selected, the marriage would be very happy and the tie they develop correctly and both of them lead very happy life throughout their lives. Nacha gunahinaya karhichit. Never a girl should be given to a person who is having vices, who is not virtuous. He may be poor by wealth, but he should be rich by good qualities and behavior. Then Apasamba Gruhya Sutras also said, Yasyam manas chekshusho nibantaka tasyam vrithihi na itara. So, negnetara adriyeti iti eke. That is, if a person, while selecting the bride and bridegroom, if the girl is liked by the eyes mentally and physically by a person, then he says we need not have to see for other things. That girl can be selected as a bride. Similarly, if the girl likes a person, and if she accepts, then the other points need not to be counted. So that match can be fixed depending upon certain conditions, they said. When the families like each other, that is, the family history should be good and the gotras should be different. Sanna, Sapinda, Sagotra. Then depending upon this, they can select it. So because Sagotra, Sapinda people, they got same pravara, that is the girl and boy, the relationship would be of brother and sister. So we do not select. So according to Manusmriti also, Avipluta Brahmacharye Lakshanyam Shriyam Udvahet. Still it is said Aroginim Pratrumatim Kanyam Asamana Arsha Gotrajam Ananya Purvikam Kantam Asapindam Yaviyasim. Shastra says that the girl should have brothers, at least one brother, because if only girls are born and not a boy to the parents, then at the time of their marriage, while doing Kanyadana, Kanyadata says with Vara that Asyam yo putraha jayate, sa me putro bhavet. The son born to both of you may become my son, because he do not have sons. So in our tradition, marriage is not just a process while which unites a girl and a boy, but that is a man and a woman, but it is the union of two families and two dynasties, Vamshas. That is why we speak about the pravara of that dynasty, starting at least from 3 generations. Pita, then Pitamaha, Prapitamaha. So once get united, this couple should together achieve dharma, artha and kama. And through this, they must try to achieve moksha purushartha. So at the time of marriage, bridegroom says, Brahma praja sampatyartham striyam udvake. I am accepting her as my wife for the sake of getting the most glorious Aishwarya, that is Santana, getting progeny, children, through a righteous manner. A person has to marry a virtuous woman because when his mother, father leave the body and go away, she must cooperate in doing the Aurtvadaihika karmas, rituals, rites. A man should do Agni Karya every day with the fire he worships on Upanayana day. Now with the fire he activates at the time of marriage, he has to do those Shraddha karmas and all. So a person becomes qualified to do Agni Upasana only when he performs Prathana Pravesha Homa, Salipaka, Agni Upasana, Vivaha Diksha, Vivaha Visarjana and Shanti Homas and Sesha Homas, etc. at the time of marriage. So a good Vara should marry a Vardi Vatu, by which God Devendra would be pleased, and Devendra with all God's blesses the couple to be very happy, and he accepts this marriage and blesses them to become a Gruhastha. Then he can, because when he enters into Grihasthasrama with the cooperation of Dharmapatni, both of them perform Yajnayaga Kratus and offer oblations, and they offer Somarasa, which is very much pleased by Devendra and gods. They take that Somarasa, Annam, and bless the entire mankind through rains. So it is said in Ekagni Kanda that Samaryama Samphagu Noniniyat Samjaspatyagum Suyamamastu Devaha. Vara desires that by the blessings of Aryama and Bhagadeva, Devatas, Bhagadeva and Agnideva, their Dampatya should be strengthened. When a Vardi girl is decided to be given in marriage to a Vardi boy, all the gods accept that proposal and that marriage, and they come forward to offer their hands. So this is known by the mantra of Taittiriya Brahmana, Tadamiti Agnir Vadati, Tatheti Vayurahatat, Hanteti Satyam Chandramaha, Adityaha Satyam Omiti, Apaha Tat Satyam Aparats. So first Agnihotra accepts and says, okay, I will this girl's hand to the hands of that boy selected by the parents. So for that Vayudeva says, let it be so. Then the moon also says, yes, I accept for this. With all wonder, he says, yes. Then sun god also says, this is acceptable even to me. Then Varuna Deva says, yes, it should be done. Thus, with the consent of all the gods, the marriage would be performed. So that bride would be offered to the hands of the bridegroom through Varuna from the fire god with the blessings of all other gods. So that is Kanyadana done through the gods with the pretext as if the Kanyadata, the parents, the father, mother of Kanya are celebrating this. But it is actually the gods who are performing. That is why fire god should be in front of us, and through water we pour through the conch, we celebrate that marriage. Kanya Dana would be done. So if a girl baby is born, the parents become very happy and carefully nourish that baby till she grows, of course. But actually, it appears as if parents are taking care, but it is the gods who are taking care of that girl, and they are nourishing her to grow to youth and are protecting her till the marriage. And even after the marriage, then Mangalagauri Devi starts taking care of them. Somaha adadad Gantharvaya. Gantharvaha adadad Agnaye. Rayimcha Putranscha Adat Agnihi. Makhyamatho Imam. This is there in Ekagnikanda. Then when a girl baby is born, then onwards, moon starts taking care of her till she grows, because at that time when the baby is born, slowly, digit after digit, as the moon is growing and becoming full moon on Paurnami day, similarly, this baby also grows, developing the kalas. So, moon is taking care of this baby. That is why small children are very attractive and look handsome, whatever may be their face and all. Thus, taking care of that baby, moon hands over the responsibility of protecting her to Gantharva. At the age of 10 or 11, then Gantharva starts to give her beauty and the skillfulness in all fine arts. Gantharva Sangeeta, we say Sakitya and all. And he makes her prominent in them. Thus, in the childhood, moon takes care of this girl. Then at the teenage, Gantharva takes care of her and protects her, teaching all the arts and all, and hands over her to Agnideva at the age of 17 to 18, like that. Then Agnideva takes care of her, giving her chastity, purity, and mental power to protect herself, and hands over her to Vara at the time of marriage and blesses her with the power of getting Sat Santana and the capacity of providing food and all items to all the family members and all, with the money given to her by her husband, maintaining the house. In the olden days, Astavarsha Bhavet Kanya, they say at the age of 8 or 9, they used to perform. Even then, when the child is infant, moon takes care, later Gantharva and later Agnihotra. This procedure is there. So at the time of Upanayana, the Brahmachari prayed Agnihotra, Suprajaha Prajaya Puyasam, Suviro Viraihi, Suvarcha Varchasa, Suposhaha Poshaihi, etc. So he prayed Agnideva to give him all these in future. So Agnideva accepted his prayers, and whenever whatever is needed to him, God is giving him. Now he requested Agnideva to give him a worthy Kanya to be married. Then Agnihotra hands over this girl. So a commentator by name Haridatta said that Vara prays Agnideva, Yatha Gruhasto Bhavami, Tatha Suprajaya Puyasam. When I am becoming a householder, you please bless me, favor me with good children, progeny, Sat Santana. So the very purpose of marrying is to get children. Prajayai Gruhamethinam. Now we should know why they are called as Vara and Vatu. Vara means Srestha, the best. In those days, at that time, to that girl, that person was the best and befitting person to be married. Similarly, that is, he is the Srestha. Vara means best. So the elders decided that person to be Vara to that girl. So for that girl, he is the worthy person. That is why the girl is called as Vatu, because he bears the burden of this girl and he marriages. So when one who is being born Parincha we say as Bharya. Actually, Vatu means the Vyutpatti Artha of this word given in Nirukta is Uhyate Putreneti Vatu. She is being taken care by husband while in youth, and then till she grows older, then being taken care by son. So she is Vatu, always taken care by someone. In the beginning, father takes care, then husband, then children. So in our Sanatana Dharma, marriage is Sat Samskara, which is having religious sanctity. It is connected, that is, when the marriage is performed, they become the best friends. Even Dharmaraja said in Yaksha Prasnas that the best friend is only the wife, that is husband also. So in our Sanatan Dharma, when once the wedding occurs, God Agni Deva as the witness, the bride and bridegroom, they live lifelong without getting separated, because their bantha exists from, comes from several birds and exists for so many other birds also, not only here. But nowadays, of course, it is because people are falling under the grip of this foreign culture unnecessarily. We should come out of that. Then we must know the antararthas, the meanings of all the mantras the priest is reciting and making this Vara and Vatu to repeat and utter. So to us, Bharatiyas, Sri Ramachandra and Sita Mata are the ideal couple. Ekapatni Vrata of Sri Ramachandra and Pativratya and chastity and noble qualities and good behavior of Sita Mata are ideal to all of us and to the entire mankind, to all human beings. That is why we say, Yatra cha Bala Devi Swarupa Bala Sarves Sri Rama. So the marriages are to be performed with all such knowledge of the mantras. So and we must know, when we know the meanings, we try to implement them properly. So in our marriages, we first invite all the gods. First our Kula Devatas, first Ganapati, then Kula Devatas, then Ishta Devatas, then all the 33 crores of gods are being invited to attend and bless all of us, bless the couple, and then all people. Then we also invite all Pitru Ganas, Pitru Devatas also. And we invite even Panchaputa Devatas, Navagraha Devatas, then sun, moon, stars, Devendra, they all gods we invite first. Then only we start inviting our relatives, friends, human beings, and all others in the society. So it is actually the fire god who is the most important witness, Agni Sakshi. We say even the sages with their wives come and they are the witnesses of this marriage, and they bless the couple and parents, everyone. So how, when people are, this girl and boy are taking votes in the presence of all of them, how can they trespass? So they keep up their Vagdanas, promises which they did at the time of the marriage. So now let us the scientific reason and events, these all events are powerful, having good meanings. So the samskara of our Sanatana Dharma. Is my voice audible to everyone? or is it breaking?
Breaking.
I-
27. 811.
Till now, okay, ma'am. For a moment, it is breaking. Kindly continue. Let us see.
Okay. In the Vivaha Samskara of our Sanatana Dharma, there are certain prakriyas done with the mantras which purify with the divine power. So the relationship between water and fire, that is Varuna Deva and Agni Deva, it is very special and particular. The process of Vivaha starts with the water in the kalasha and flames of the fire in Vedic altar. So during the wedding, that is during the beginning of the Kratu, actually it starts with fire god and Varuna Deva worship, and then Vathu's hands would be kept in the hands of Vara. Then the uninterrupted stream of water would be poured from the conch, Shankha, into their hands. Jalam Amritam, we say, Jalam Pranam. So water got the power of nectar, and also water got the power of electricity. So electricity is generated from water. Water is the conductor of such a power which flow when water is being poured, that causes it generates electricity in the hands of both Vara and Vathu, which spreads into their whole body, and a sort of interest and relationship would be prepared there. So through their hands, it enters into both of them, and mutually they get attracted towards each other. That is the meaning behind that. It is the spiritual energy which is flowing into both of them, their bodies, mind, and purifying them. So such a spiritual power, it gives them strength to live long together. So by this process, it is to be realized that the a marital relationship is not just physical, but it is the spiritual relationship, mental relationship, and the devotion also, the feeling of devotion and regard for God and doing all righteous deeds also gets generated into their minds, and they start doing their household duties perfectly. So in our traditional marriage festival, there is another prakriya called as Yuga Chidrabhisheka. Uttarena Yajusha Tasyaha Shirasi Darpenvam Nithaya, like that the mantra continues. The darpa grass would be molded round like the ring, and that is called as invam. We say chutta kuduru, we keep the pot on that. So like that, a sort of a round object they prepare with that darpa, and they keep it on the on the head of the girl. So keeping that invam on the head of the bride while chanting the mantra, Tasmin Uttaraya Dakshinam Yuga Chidram Pratisthapya, like that the mantra continues. A very big long wooden log would be kept over the head. They do not keep actually on the head, but they hold it, both of them on both the sides, and they may make a hole to that log, wooden log on southern side, and pray God Devendra with the mantra, Khe Rathasya Khena Saha Khe Yugasya Sechipate Apalam Indraha Tripurtvi Akarat Surya Varchasam. So this mantra is there in Rigveda, and it is also there in Ekagni Kanda with one or two letters extra. So, O God Indra, you have sprinkled water 3 times on Apala from the chariot sitting in which you are traveling somewhere, and made her very holy, and gave her the luster equal to the luster of sun. Similarly, O Indra, you please remove the defects of the body of this Vathu and give her luster equal to sun god, and bless her to be virtuous and glorious and lustrous. Thus praying, Vara keeps gold ring without stones. a gold ring on that hole of the wooden log and pours water which falls on the head of the Vatu. Then the story of Apala is given that Apala nama kachit kanya shvitrini bapuva tam kanyam svetaroginim na kaschid upayeme. Like that, certain stories are there. Upameye, that is, nobody wanted to marry her because this girl Apala is suffering with a sort of disease called as bulli in our Telugu, white spots. So she came every day. She comes to the river and takes bath. One day she came to take bath to the river and saw a somalata coming floating on the waters. Immediately she picked it up, that somalata. Then she pierced it and squeezed it and brought the somarasa, the juice of somalata, which is very much liked by Devendra and all gods. Mentally, Manasika Yajna she did. And she pleased God Indra. She prayed Lord Indra and offered this Somalata juice to God Indra. So at that time, actually, Devendra was going somewhere sitting in his chariot. So he was very much pleased by the devotion of this Apala and sprinkled water over her through the hole of the wheels of that chariot and cured her disease and gave luster to her body. If gods are pleased, they will favor us. So, Tejo vai hiranyam, Ayur vai hiranyam, we say. That is why we keep gold ring everywhere. In all samskaras, we use gold ring without stones. So, the water purifies the body and the soul. With the mantra, Shivena tva chekshusha pashyantu. Please see her. They pray Indra that you please see her with auspicious sight, with punya drishti. So thus when God see immediately, our glory comes to us. We become very fortunate. So these Yuga Chidra Abhisheka mantras got such a power that the girls, even everything, physical, mental, spiritual power would be enriched and defects would be completely removed. Later, they make Vatu wear the Mathuparkas, a certain cloths meant for marriage, we all know. So with the mantra, Uttaraya Yoktrena Sannakyati, they tie her waist with Yoktra. Yoktra also is made with darpas, a sort of thread, like Purugosa we say, or Chanta, like that. We say the bridegroom should put a knot tying this that is that string, darpa string, around the waist, and he puts knot at the place of navel part. Then while uttering the mantra, Ashasana Saumanasam, and should hold the rope of darpas. The meaning of this mantra is the girl who is having noble ideals and then good desires to get children and cooperate with me for dharmika karyas, who is for enriching the prosperity and beauty of this girl. I am tying this and I want to make her my life partner, bringing her close to me. So I am tying this yoktra to her towards, because she must come towards me to marry me with all willingness. Regarding this yoktra bandhana, elders said that both husband and wife are like two bulls that pull the bullock cart in front in the form of samsara. So both are equal and both are equally responsible for everything of their life, and both of them should cooperate to pull that samsara chakra, bullock cart, just as the two bulls pull the bullock cart. So this yoktra bandhana is the bride dharmapatni accepting to cooperate in the dharmika karmas to be done by her husband. So by this yoktra bandhana, she accepts to behave as dharmapatni. Now following her husband's words and all. In Veda Bhashya, it is explained as Yatha Vivake Striyaha Kanthe Mangala Sutram Lingam Tadvat. Similarly, just as Mangala Sutra is tied similarly In the same way, this Yoktra Bandhana is tied to the waist of that girl. Patyurno Yajna Samyoge, because all these samskaras are to be done to both of them, because the girl must become fit to do all the Yajna Sambandha karmas after marriage to please the gods and Pitru Devatas. So, Gruhan Gacha Gruhapatni Yathasu Vashini Tvam Vidatham Avadasi. That is, this is the word uttered by the Vara to Vatu while bringing her to his home after the marriage is conducted. As Gruhapatni, you enter the house to do meritorious deeds, to bring all members under your control with love, concern and care. Na gruham gruhamichyakuhu gruhini gruhamuchyate, we say. Just the house is not the house. It is the wife, the gruhini is to be considered as the house, because she keeps up the sanctity of the house and happiness of the house. The person who got married is called as Gruhastha. Gruhe tishtati iti Gruhastaha. One who resides in the house, and Gruhini is also Gruhasti, like that only. So together they maintain the family. At the time of marriage, both wife and husband took oaths that they will not trespass each other in dharma, artha and kama. Dharme cha arthe cha kame cha nati charami, nati charitavya, he says. Then she accepts for that mutual consent. So another most important event of marriage is Kanyadana. At the time of Kanyadana, while telling the Sankalpa, they seek the blessings of all the gods and then start the process. Brahma, Vedapati, Shiva, Pasupati, Suryo, Grehanam Patihi, Shekro, Vedapatir, Havir, Kutapatihi, Skandhascha Sena Patihi, Vishnu, Yajnapatihi, Yamaha, Pitrupatihi, Shakti, Patinam Patihi, Sarve te Patayaha Sumeru Sakita, Kurvantu Vo Mangalam, Vaham is to us. Thus, all these gods together should do Mangala to all of us. Thus, in several slokas, they pray all the gods one by one, and they do Dasha Danas also to all the priests representing as gods. Chage Naikena Amritatvamana Suhu. Several times we spoke about this. So, in all our rituals, Danas play a very important role. Every time we do Danas, whenever we do Daivakaryas, Subhakaryas, marriages or whatever may be. So dravyas should be given to all the worthy Brahmins and seek their blessings, because the blessings of Brahmins give very great, they are very powerful as that of the words of gods. So to each and every, while doing all Dasadanas or Dwadasadanas or Shodasadanas, there are mantras. Just I will say only one or two. So many mantras are there. Hiranya Garpa Samputam Savarnam Cha Anguliyakam Sarvapradam Prayachami Prinatu Kamalapatihi. For the pleasure of Sri Mahavishnu, they donate gold ring or something, gold they donate. Yajna Sathana Putaya Vishwasyakhaukhanasini Vishwaswarupatharo Devaha Priyatam Anaya Gava. So Gomata, the cow, is Yajna Sadhana. Due to her only anyone can perform yajnas or even Abhisheka Puja, etc. to Shiva and other gods. So the Pancha Gavyas we use in the yajnas are being obtained through the cow only. So she is the Samsara Papanashini, removes the sin of this world by Godana. So the god Vishwarupa is pleased by taking this Godana, by doing this Godana. Sarvesham Asraya Devi Varakena Samudhrita Ananta Sasya Phalada Ata Shantim Prayachame. Ma Earth Bhumata is the substratum and solace to all living creatures, not only human beings. She yields endless crops, gives us fruits, flowers, roots, everything, corn and all, and feeds living beings. She is uplifted by Lord Sri Hari in the incarnation of Varaha, Avatara Varaha. So by donating such a pious motherland, Bhumata, Bhudana, people get tranquility and peace. They become very happy. So thus Bhudana is to be done, and all other danas. Then Krutadana, Jaladana, Vastudana, Thanadana, then Thanyadana, Lavanadana, like that, Tiladana, so many are there. So thus with such sankalpa, rice, wheat, salt, ghee, then sesame seeds, then navathanyas also, then cloths and so many things, objects are to be donated. A pot full of water also, then umbrella also, like that. So many items can be given to the worthy persons. Then in the process of Vivaha Karyakrama, the wife and husband perform several yajnas. The power of mantras recited at that time create holiness and protection to the mankind, to both of them preferably. So they pray Garhapatya Agni. There are 3 Agnis. Garhapatya, Ahavaniya, Dakshina Agni. We said this Garhapatya Agni blesses the Vara and Vathu to live long happily. So Dirgha Saumangalya, longevity to husband comes to her through these prayers. So after the marriage, the wife always prays for the protection of her Mangalya, the well-being of her husband, health, wealth, and longevity of her husband. So the couple pray and aspire Juloka, Swargaloka, and then they pray Devendra, they pray Vayudeva, then Ashwini Devatas to protect their children. Then after that they do Lajala Homa. Then Lajala Homa also, the wife and husband pray God with the Veda mantras to bless them to live long with mutual love and happiness. Later, Vara, the bridegroom, expresses his mind regarding how she should behave with him. So, and she accepts for all the desires of her husband, and she also wants her husband to do certain things for her, and he also accepts for that. All these are done as promises at the time of Lajala Homa through the mantras. So they must behave similarly as they did the promises as per Shastra. All the promises should be according to Shastra only, not any illegal desires. So they both express their willingness to cooperate mutually and behave like Adarsha Dampati. So all the Dampatis of Devatas, gods, Rishi Dampatis, and Sri Sita Rama, etc., they all Manav Dampatis. They would be prayed by this wife and the Vara and Vathu. That is the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma. Then they prayed. Vara says to Vathu, Raghavendre yatha Sita, Vinata Kashyape yatha, Pavakecha yatha Swaha, Tatha Tvam Mayi Bhartari, Sudakshina Dilipecha Vasudeve cha Devaki, Lopamudra yatha Agastye, Tatha Tvam Mayi Bhartari, Atrau yatha Anasuya cha Jamadagnau cha Renuka, Sri Krishna Rukmini Yadvat Tatha Tvam Mayi Bhartari. That so many other mantras are there mentioning all the divine couple, Devata Dampatis, Rishi Dampatis, and Adarsha Dampatis, then Sita Ramas. Then the Vara wishes that the Vathu should behave like those ladies towards their husbands. Thus he mentioned still more so many Dampatis and wants his wife to behave like that, and she agrees for all the conditions. She should behave like Sita. Just as Sita behaved with Rama, she must behave with her husband. Just as Rukmini behaved with Sri Krishna, as Anasuya Mata behaved with Atri Maharshi, Renuka Devi with Jamadagni, like that he prayed and she accepted. Now most important next event is Saptapadi. Sakha Saptapada Bhava, says Kalidasa Mahakavi at Kumar Sampava. So when a person talks either 7 words or walks together 7 steps, Shastra says they become friends. So at the time of marriage also, we do this Saptapadi with the intention that the Vara and Vathu must behave like best friends throughout their lives. So one becomes a friend and by the 7 words and walking. So here Saptapadi got speciality because there is a sort of very pious stone, Sannikallu Rayi we say. The stone which is the embodiment of divine power would be kept there, and the Vara and Vathu first and then Vara also. Vathu keeps her foot there on that stone, and both of them, they say certain mantras that both of them would be as strong and as firm as that of the stone throughout their life. Even though many hardships may come, happiness may come, they will not tilter hither and thither, they will not go. So both of them would lead very happy life together throughout the life. Then while keeping the foot on that stone Sannikallu Rayi, for each time that Vadhu goes round the fire, that Agni Deva, and mantras are there, certain mantras. The Vara prays gods for each step of that Vadhu, for 7 steps, 7 prayers. He wishes, 7 wishes, desires. Then he prays God to give them those. Om Ekamishe Vishnu Svanayatu, Om Dve Urje Vishnu Svanayatu, Om Trini Rayas Poshaya Vishnu Svanayatu, Om Chetvari Mayo Pavaya Vishnu Svanayatu, Om Pancha Pashupyo Vishnu Svanayatu, Om Shadrutupyo Vishnu Svanayatu, Om Sakhe Saptapada Phava, Sa Mam Anuvrata Phava, Vishnu Svanayatu. This is the prayer done by Vara for the sake of Vara and Vathu, praying all gods to give them. The bridegroom asks bride to keep 7 steps, and he recites the mantras praying Sriman Narayana to make her those steps, 7 steps, fulfilling his 7 Dharmabhatha Kamanas, 7 desires which are as per Shastra. Vishnuhu Tvam Nayatu, may God Vishnu lead you to keep the steps. First step for getting prosperity, proper food to eat throughout Annalapa, and getting Aishwarya. Second step for physical and mental strength to lead lifelong, that is happy married life. Third step for getting strength to practice Panchamaha Yajnas and get rid of Pancha Runas and doing all Nityanayamitika karmas, Yajna Yagadi Kratus and all. Fourth step for enjoying Saukhya, mutual Saumanasya with wealth and prosperity. Fifth step for getting Pasu Sampada. In those days, only the Pasu Sampada is the real wealth of those people. Then getting all servants, what all items are needed for the household life. Then sixth step for Dharma Rakshana, to serve Ritviks in all 6 seasons throughout the year. They must be able to do all Dharmika Karyakramas and worship the Ritviks, Brahmins, and lead very happy life. Then for 7th step for getting safeguarding Grihasthasrama dharmas, and for getting spiritual thinking, elevating the soul, she should keep the 7th step and the 7 steps. She has to keep, he must desire, and God's will bless. So bride also, after doing all these 7 steps and accepting for whatever her husband said, later she wishes, expresses her desires, sitting on the lap of her husband. Then he accepts. So she says that Dhanam Dhanyam cha Mishtanam Vyanjanadyam cha Yad Gruhe Madathinam cha Kartavyam Vadhu Radye Pade Vadet. On the first step, 7 steps are there. So 7 slokas are there wishing as per her desire. Kutumbam rakshayishyami sadate manjubhashini dukhe dhira sukhe hrusta dvitiyesa abravid vachaha patibhakti rata nityam kridishyami tvaya saha tvadanyam na naram ramsye na tvadanyam na naram mamsye trutiyena abravid idam. Then lalayami cha keshantam Ganthamalyanulepanaihi Kanchanaihi Pushanaihi Tupyam Trutiye sa pade vadet Arte arta bhavishyami Sukha dukha vibhagini Tavajñam palayishyami Tava ajñam palayishyami Panchame sa pade vadet Yagne home cha danadav Bhavishyami tvaya saka Dharmartha kama karyeshu Vadhuhu Shashtapade vadet Atramshe sakshino devaha Manubhava prabodhinaha Vachanam na karishyami Saptame sa pade vadet. She says that Dhana, Dhanya, Vyanjanas, all items, vegetables and all should be under her control. That is, kitchen should be under her control. Because the moment she steps into the in-laws house, she will start taking care of all the members, becoming the that is the adhikarini to kitchen. So she start cooking and feeding all the members. So she wants that in charge to be given to her. She says she will speak always very pleasingly with all pleasant words. She will take care of all family members. She will stand firm in hardships and pleasant at happy situations. She will walk following her husband's footsteps as pativrata. She will never think of parapurusha even in the mind, other than her husband even in the dream. She will wear flowers, ornaments and sandal paste, etc. to amuse her husband, to please the mind of her husband. She will share sukha dukkhas along with him and she always obeys the commands of her husband, never says no. She will accompany him in dana dharma karyakramas, yajna yagadi kratus. She also said all these gods are witnesses to my words. So I will keep up my words. I will never trespass my words. These are the promises made by Vathu to Vara at the time of marriage. So all these are the other votes taken by Vathu to at the time of Saptapadi. So with such pious bhavas, when both of them want to lead a holy life, how can they become separated by divorces or anything, as nowadays people are taking? And for each and everything, how can they fight mutually? Nowadays, many couple, they are always fighting. Always the wife wants to dominate her husband and all the in-laws, people of the house. So that is not good. So as per our Sanatana Dharma, if people behave, all of us can live very happily. Vishwashanti comes by such a type of behavior in the universe, in the world. Because they are becoming one with such mutual promises, her gotra changes and husband's gotra becomes her gotra. That is the parakasta of the Grihasthasrama Svikara Dharma. So then onwards they become Dampatis, and her name also, that is the gotra, becomes husband's gotra. So after this Saptapadi Gamana, then the bridegroom places the bride who bows down to him. She must bow down to the feet, touching his feet, and he has to bless her to live Dirgha Sumangali Bhava, to live happily with the husband. Next, the priest shows Dhruva Nakshatra to the bridegroom. The Vara puts his hand over the right shoulder of Vathu and shows her that Dhruva Nakshatra and says that even our marital bond should be as strong and exist forever like Dhruva Nakshatra in the sky. He says like this, Om Mama vrate te hrudayam dathasi. Mama chittam anuchittam te astu. Mama vacham ekam Mama vacham ekam anajushasva. Prajapatihi tva niyukta Makhyam. So keep your heart in my heart. Keep your mind in my mind. Make your thoughts similar to my thoughts and do my words and apply my words. Preceptor Bruhaspati, the god of guru of all the gods, may instigate you to please me by your thoughts, words, and deeds. While reciting these mantras, there are some other mantras. He touches the heart of her. Then that is Hridaya Purvaka, as we say. Both the hearts and minds should become one by these mantras. So again, he should recite this mantra while seeing her, seeing into her face and eyes. He says, Om Sumangaliriyam Vathurimam Sameta Pashyata Sauphagyam Asmai Dattva Yathatvam Viparetana. This Vathu is very auspicious, Mangala Swarupini. I may obtain all auspiciousnesses by seeing her and leading life along with her. So saying, he holds the hand, left hand of her into his hand carefully, happily, then makes her sit on his lap. She sits very happily on her husband's lap, left thigh. Left thigh is for wife, right thigh is for daughter. So, sitting on the left thigh of her husband, she recites 7 mantras, mantra slokas, and takes oaths. So, those oaths cannot be transgressed. Tirtha vrato japana yajnadanam maya sahatvam yadi kim na kuryah Vamangamayami tadatvadiyam jagada vakyam prathamam kumari. Kavya pradhanaihi amaran pitrunscha kavya pradhanaihi yadi puja yethaha Vamangamayami tadatvadiyam jagada kanya vachanam dvitiyam. Kutumba rakshabharane yadi tvam kuryaha pasunam parirakshanam cha Vamangamayami tadatvadiyam jagada kanya vachanam trutiyam. Like that, all 7 mantras are there. Then mantra slokas, while doing all righteous deeds like tirtha, vrata ujjapana, vrata ujjapana, then yajna, dana, etc., I will come to your left side and participate along with you while offering havyas to gods and travyas to Pitrudeva through Agnihotra. I will always be by your left side. I will be on your left side and give support to you in doing the works for maintaining the family and taking care of all the relatives and even the cattle, the animals, etc. The several oaths are being taken by her to behave similarly. On other occasions also, so many are mentioned. She will always stand as support to him. So thus, when once both of them are promised, how can they trespass? Similarly, she accepted to all the words of her husband, and she is also promising that she will oblige. Then how can say she fight later in the life? So they must know the meanings. The Vara is very much pleased by such pleasant words of his wife, her, and says, Madiya chittanugatam cha chittam sada madajna paripalanam cha pativrata dharma parayanatvam kuryat sada sarvamimam prayatnam. You always be interested in pativratya dharma. Be your mind fixed on me. Obey my feelings. Honor my ideas. Have interest in doing the actions befitting to our votes and my words. With such words, he keeps Sindura at the papita, the parting place of the hair. And then onwards, she must keep the Sindura at the papita. So keeping Sindura, that should remain throughout her life. So while seeing the Sindura at the papita of the woman, people come to know that she is a married woman and they respect her, because married ladies are much more respected by our in our Sanatana Dharma by all the people. So as the part of this marriage, Vara shows Arundhati Nakshatra to Vadhu. The couple think of Arundhati Mata and Vasishta Maharshi and bow down to them, do pranamas to them. In our tradition, every newly wedded couple should be asked to see Arundhati Mata, Arundhati Nakshatra and do pranama. Though in our Sanatana Dharma, innumerable Pativrata couples are there. Even then, only Saptarshi Mandalam is also there, and all the wives of Saptarshis are very pious. Even then, only Arundhati Mata and Arundhati Vasishta are being prayed by newly married couple. Why? Because the Arundhati Mata alone stays along with her husband in that sky in the Saptarshi Mandala, whereas other wives of other Maharshis are not seen there. So Arundhati Mata cannot bear the separation of her husband even for a fraction of a second or a minute. So though he is in the form of a star in the sky, she also turned herself into the star and stayed there along with him. So that couple is very ideal to us. And also they got, there is scientific reason also, very wonderfully it is explained in the Shastras, in our Dharmas also. So to grasp this message, we must do a pranama to that ideal couple Arundhati Vasishta. Thus our Vaidika marriage sacrament is endowed with such several deep inner meanings and secrets which are very sacred. With all such samskaras and mantras, they purify us, all the human beings. So in the marriage, they purify with such powerful mantras, the Vara and Vadhu, but mostly Vadhu would be much more purified and sanctified, because it is she who has to keep up the dynasty by getting worthy, good, noble children. She should keep up the happiness of the family and family members, keep up the prestige of the family. It is she who is coming into their family. After coming to in-laws family also, if she thinks that they are not her relatives, she belongs to Puttinti, that is their birth parents, then that happiness will not exist. So she is to be purified much more than the Vara. So many items of social security and well-being of mankind are hidden in all the samskaras given to us by our Maharshis. There are so many scientific, spiritual, health-related inner meanings among several events of marriage. Before marriage only, the youth should know all these things, such type of bond. Then another most important event among Vivaha is to keep the Jira Jagari paste on the heads of both bride and bridegroom mutually, exactly on the Supha Muhurta. The priest makes both of them to keep that Jira Jagari paste on the heads mutually, exactly at the Brahmarantra Sthana. So at that is Sahasrara Chakra would be there. So at least for minimum 5 to 10 minutes time, both of them should see into their eyes only mutually. They should not see all other people and camera people. The bride should see into the eyes of the bridegroom, and she must see her into his eyes only. Then the mutual attraction comes due to that Jira Jagari paste. If she sees other person, she gets attracted towards that. That sort of attractive power is there in Jira Jagari paste when grinded and mixed very powerfully, very thickly. So when once the Jira, when grinded and mixed with Jagari and grinded and made paste, that cannot be separated at all. So this Bantha also can never be separated when once the marriage is conducted. So that tie becomes very strong physically, mentally, and spiritually, socially also. So this jeera is made into powder and then it is kept on. This jeera means actually we say na jaraya. Jara will not approach when jeera is being used. That is, old age will not come. This jeera got such a power. And jagari, that is the bellam as we say, even that got a spiritual power. When that paste is kept on the Sahasrara Chakra, that Sahasrara Chakra petals, they started to get opened. So the power enters into their bodies through the Sahasrara Chakra. So all this process takes place even without our knowledge, but the love and attraction automatically develops towards each other. Whoever keep that Jeera Jagari paste and see into the eyes mutually. So at that time, for all the 10 minutes, they must see mutually. So this is the most scientific secret behind our marriage ceremony. Keeping this Jeera Jagari paste, we consider that actually marriage is completed. Marriage is done by this Jeera Jagari paste keeping on the head. Yet they make the Vara to tie the Mangala Sutra over the neck of Vadhu, which is also having very great significance, spiritual significance is there. That is the Mangala Sutra Dharana, we say. He ties the auspicious thread into over her neck. Nava Durgas exist in all the 9 tantus, the 9 threads of that Mangala Sutra. Mangala Gauri Devata's forms exist there. So they give Mangalya to her and they bless this couple to be very happy. The Vara ties this Mangala Sutra over her neck and then considers that he puts 3 knots, 3 mudis we say. And the knots are considered as Mahakali, Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati, Ichha Sikti, Jnana Sikti and Kriya Sikti. Then the Navatantus also. Then he worships with turmeric and kunkuma, the 3 knots, and then praise all the Nava Durgas also. So later both Vara and Vadhu, they put talambralu over their heads, even though that is considered as Veduka entertainment, yet there is Adhyatmikata and spirituality even behind this talambralu, keeping and pouring the rice, white rice mixed with a little cow ghee and turmeric and kunkuma over the heads. That is for 3 times the priest makes them with the mantras to pour, wishing for the praying gods, moon and Mangalagauri Devata and all other gods. Praja me kamaha samruchyatam, that is the first desire. Then Pashavu me kamaha samruchyatam, the cattle should grow. Then for the 3rd time, Yajno me kamaha samruchyatam, the yajnas I perform should increase. So with your cooperation, thus mutually both of them pour with the chanting of mantras and later, of course, for as Veduka, for entertainment. In our Sampradaya, marriage is called as Pani Grahana, holding the hand of Vadhu. The Vara holds the hand of Vadhu and brings her to the Vedic altar, where they have to perform so many Yajna Yagadi Kratus. Again, Agni Karyas they have to do at the time of marriage. Atha yenam uttariya dakshine haste grukitva agnimapya aniya, etc. Prathana homas, and they have to do. Janaka Maharaja at the time of offering Sita Mata's hand to Sri Rama said, Iyam Sita mama sutta chayevanu tava priticha chainam padramte panim gurupnishva panina. When once the hand is held, the marriage is considered to be celebrated. So at the time of Kanyadana, bride's father washes the feet of Vara, considering him to be Lakshmi Narayana Swarupaya Varaya. So Sri Lakshmi Narayana Swarupaya Varaya, Idam Asanam, Idam Arkyam, Idam Padyam, like that he worships the Vara. That is Namostvanantaya Sahasra Murtaye Sahasra Padakshi Siroru Bhakave Sahasra Namne Purushaya Saswate Sahasra Koti Yugatharine Namaka. While offering ahutis in yajna, we say Agnaya idanna mama, so Indraya idanna mama, like that. But for while doing danas also, we say that belongs to you, not to me. But at the time of Kanyadana, the father never says she does not belong to me. Even after the marriage, she belongs to them only. Shall I take 10 more minutes time, please? If in 10 minutes, I can complete this. Need not, only for 5-7 minutes, okay? So,
Okay.
cut short. So, because even after the marriage, she belongs to the mother, father, and all, to them also. So, at the time of Kanyadana, certain slokas are there, only 1 or 2 I will tell. Kanyam Kanaka Sampannam Kanaka Paranair Yutam Dasyami Vishnave Tupyam Brahmaloka Jigeshaya. Kanya Data says these words to Vara. Kanya Kanye mama agrato bhuya Kanye me divi Deva Parshvayo Kanya me Sarvato Bhuyaha Tvadanat Mokshamapnuyam Vishwam Paraha Sarva Putaha Sakshinyaha Sarva Devataha Imam Kanyam Pradasyami Pitrunam Taranayavai Kanyam Salankrutam Satvim Sushilaya Sudhimate Prayatoham Prayachami Dharma Kamartha Siddhaye, like that. By doing this Kanyadana, the Kanyadata, that is the father and mother of the girl, they get moksha, liberated. They want to do Kanyadana with the desire of acquiring Brahmaloka Jigishaya. Also they say Dasa Purvesham, Dasa Aparesham, including their dynasty, 21 generations people would get liberated by this Kanyadana. After the marriage is over, the priest ties the Uttariya of Vara and the Pallu, we say, the end portion of the sari of that Vatu with a knot that is considered to be Brahmamudi. So the knot of this Brahmamudi keeps them stay together lifelong. Tato Vatu Vara Chelan Chalayo Suvarna Phala Sahitam Uttarena Anuvakena Brahma Granthim Grathnami Yoga Kshemasya Kluptiyai. So for the safety of Vara and Vatu, to make them Mithuna Dampati and Santanavanta, for bringing Patnitva with the wish that both should live together and perform the yajnas. Thus, so many with Subhakamanas. The priest tells these mantras. Yo Vaitam Brahmano Veda Amrute Na Vritam Purim Tasmai Brahmacha Brahmacha Ayu Kirtim Prejam Daduhu Brahma Granthi Muhurtaha Sumuhurtostu, like that with the chanting of mantra. Priest puts the Brahma Mudi, not remains still, enters into mother-in-law's house. Now another important event, this is the last event I will tell. In the marriage is Lajala Homa. While reciting the mantras, Vadhu is asked to press the Sannikallu stone with Atistenam Asmanam Ashmevatvam Stira Bhava Aphitistat Prutanyataha Sahasva Prutanayata. Vara and Vadhu take a decision that they also will remain as strong as that of this stone. In Lajala Homa, bride's brother also participates and Vara honors him with sandal paste, kumkuma, etc. and cloths, and gives cloths and honors him. So thus even he got a sort of role in that marriage. Now the Vadhu goes round the fire and offers the lajalu which are poured into her hand by her husband. She offers into Agnihotra, wishing the long life of her husband. So wife and husband perform homa. They pray Aryama Surya Bhagavan through Agnideva. Both Vadhu-Vara take hands full of water and offer arghyas to all Sapta Rishis and specially to Arundhati and Vasishta with such mantras. Kashyapotra Bharadvajo Vishwamitrotha Gautamaha Vasishto Jamadagnischa Saptaite Rishayas Tatha Patni Sahita Sarva Rishipyo Namaha Idam Arkyam Samarpayami. Like that they offer the Arkhya. Arundhati Mahadevi Vasishta Priyapamini Dampatyoh Rakshanarthaya Idamarkhyam Dadamyaham Arundhati Devyai Namaha Idamarkhyam Samarpayami. Then Stalipaka is the last incident that is most important event of marriage. So there in Stalipaka, Stalipakva, the Vatu cooks rites for the first time after her marriage, and then both this Vara and Vatu together perform homa and offer this rice into the fire and through fire to all the gods. So the moment the marriage is celebrated, the Vatu started to cooperate her husband in doing Daiva Karyas, Dharmika Karyas, Yajna Yagadi Kratus. That is the meaning behind this. Some people consider that this is for the last time she is cooking at her mother's place. No, that is not. So another important event is Nagavalli. In Nagavalli, Vara puts mattelu, silver rings to the second finger of both the feet of this girl. So then onwards, she must keep this. This is also considered as one of Panchamangalya Chiknas. Then black beads chain also he puts over her neck. Even that is Mangalya Chikna. So those black beads also got the power to remove the Drishti Dosha. That black beads chain would be prepared by unmarried girls, Kanyakas. So the silver rings of the feet stimulate the nervous system by which her uterus would be protected and her mind gets peace and coolness and becomes pleasant. She could control the senses also and behaves in a dignified manner. Then Naradrishtis and Sarpadoshas would be removed by the black bead seeds wearing over. Then Shani Devata's Anugraha also would be obtained. So in marriage celebration, they make Vara and Vathu play a sort of spectacle or show. Parvati Parameswara Samlapa Pradhana Anguliyaka Veduka we say. The priest tells Vara and Vathu that he will drop a gold ring and whoever gets that her or his words would be listened throughout the life by them. That is mutual. It is only to bring intimacy to both of them. He keeps that, and this Vara and Vathu, they try to get that gold ring. So in that Vivaha Mahotsava, sprinkling of Vasanta, Vasantalu Adatamu, as we say, handing over the Bomma Pagintalu, Vathu to Vara, the family members and all. And then at that time, they give Dampati Tambulams and get the blessings of elderly people. Most important events of Vivaha Kratu are Snataka Mahotsava for Vatha, Gauri Vara, and then Gauri Puja to Vathu. The male marriage people celebrate Snataka, then a marriage takes place. Then in Snataka, we know that procedure, so I need not have to tell Kasim, Aham Kasim Gamishyami, etc. Then girls, brother comes and says, etc. So now Vathu would be given Gauri mantra by the priest, and she prays with Gauri Mata with Kunkuma that puja should be done with utmost respect. Now after marriage, that Gauri mantra would be given with Bijaksharas by her husband. So at the time of marriage, the father says, Ashtavarsha Bhavet Kanya Putravat Palita Maya Idanim Tava Dasyami Tattam Snehena Palaya. Even at the time of Appagintalu, we say handing over the girl to husband, her mother, father, his mother, father, and then all people, such mantras are being chanted. And then after this handing over process is over, the Vathu's mother ties green gram and also a rice and a sort of kandapilaka, we say, a sort of root, which got the power to increase a lot to the pallu of the sari of that girl, and along with that vodibiyam she gives and then sends to her in-laws place, and she first steps into the vididi gruha of the Vathu. So that Vivaha is the Kratu, a sort of yajna, a very pious activity. In fact, all people are aware of all this marriage process. So I need not have to tell, only Antararthas are to be known. Normally we say Kanya Varaite Rupam Mata vittam pita shrutam bantavaha kulam ichanti mristannam itare janaha. So after the marriage process is over, Shadrasopeta Bhojana would be given, provided to all the people who come there, and they become very happy and bless the couple. Now just the events I will mention and stop here. Now the events of the marriage in the sequence are: first the Sankalpa to do the marriage of the girl and boy. Second is Kanya Varana, searching for a bride and bridegroom. Keeping Sumuhurtas for Nishchaya Tambula, and then for celebrating Vivaha to get the Lagna Patrika written by the Daivajna. Now fourth, both the parents to sit together in the presence of Machavartis and discuss about the procedure of celebrating the marriage. After the marriage is fixed, whitewashing the house, decorating the house with muggulu, etc. Then sixth to take Nishchaya Tambulas. Seventh to worship Ganapati and do Vinayaka Puja and taking Mudupu. We tie a sort of Mudupu to Vinayaka so that without any obstructions the marriage would take place. Now eighth point is to start the works of marriage, to bring turmeric and kunkuma into the house. Then printing the wedding cards. The works to be done immediately are inviting gods to come to the marriage, giving them the wedding card. Then start inviting relatives and friends to do Mangala Snanas and to make the girl and boy ready for marriage. That is Pelikuduku, Pelikuturu to do. So after this, then on the marriage day, to do Mangala Snana, to do as bride and bridegroom, Pelikuturu, Pelikoduku. So to arrange Vididi for bridegroom's party. Then Edurkolu, we say, arranging the breakfast. The priest should start the events with Ganapati Puja by both the parents of Vathu and first and then Vara. Or then after Raksha Bandhana should be tied to their hands. Then Nandi Devata Puja, Pitru Devata Puja. Then Samavartana or Snatakotsava. Then Kasi Yatra, Kanya Varana. Then Sadasya or Vara Puja, to read Lagna Patrika in front of all and inviting them for coming mutually. Both the parties invite to come to the marriage. Then Panaka Bindalu, we say. Then priest makes the parents of both the parties to do Ganapati Puja, Vinayaka Puja. Then Gotra Pravara Patana. Then Uttara Janchas and Patuvu would be given to the Vara by Vathu's parents. Then Vara Puja. Later Mathuparka. Then Kanyadana. Then Lagnastaka Patana, Terasella, Addu Tera, we say, a cloth put in between Vara and Vathu. Then 32nd point is Sumuhurta, Chulika. Then Vathu Vara Samikshanam, Yugachidrapisheka, Madhuparka Vastras coming with Jyotis, 9 Jyotis as per custom. Then Mangalasutra Dharana, Yoktra Dharana, Akshata Aropana, Talambrala Vedika, we say, Pushpamala Dharana, Karpuramala, Chandanamala, etc. we can make them wear. Then Brahma Mudi. Then 41st point is Raksha Bandhana. Then Pani Grahana, Prathana Homa, Saptapadi, Sannikallu Rayi, stone, Lajala Homa. Then Nagavalli, Dhruva Nakshatra Darshana, Arundhati Nakshatra Darshana, Arkhya Pradana. Then 50th point is Thali Paka. Then Sadasyam Veda Patanam, Mahadasir Vachanam by Panditas, Ghanapatis, Brahmanas. Then Sesha Homa, Palaharala Pallalu, we say the plates with the sweets, hot and all. Alakapantu. Then Nagavali, we say Kotnalu. Then marriage feast, Pelli Pojanalu, Vindu feast. Then Bhujam Bantulu are playing with flower ball, we say. Then Parvati Parameswara Sallapa. Then Bomma Appagintalu, the doll handing over. Later, actually, Dampati Tambula and then Appagintalu handing over the Vathu to Vara and his family. Then Nadikattu, we say, this Kanda Pilaka, etc. Keeping Chalimidi, the mother of the girl, makes. Then Sare Pradana. Then Drishtidosa Parihara should be done by removing that with red water. Then bride enters into Vara's Vididi Gruha. Then actual Gruha Pravesa along with her husband to enter into the house of the Vara where they live. Then 66th point is Satyanarayana Vrata Acharana by bride and bridegroom. 67th is Bhojanas. Then 3 days sleep at the house of Vara, bridegroom, and then 3 days sleep at bride's house. There they celebrate this Garbhadhana Samskara at that night. Then to give Vodibiyam again by mother to her, and then sending her to in-laws house permanently to stay there. Then 72nd point is Padaha Rojula Panduga, we say 16th day festival. Then 73rd point is Vadhu and Vara start to lead very happy married life along with Vara's parents at their residence. Here ends the marriage samskara. It does not end, but we must say it is coming to close. So Grihasthasrama Dharma Palana starts. So by just listening to these 73 points, all of us can guess how we all of us did, and we can do. The only important thing is we must know the meanings behind all the mantras, the votes taken by Vara and Vadhu, and to take the decision that they must follow as they promised. Then the happy married life would be very excellent, and the generations will be very happy. The whole nation would be peaceful by our Kutumba Vyavastha and Vivaha Vyavastha. Swasti. Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahisah Go Brahmanebhya Sukhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Swasti.
ధన్యవాదములండి. We'll go for now Swasti Mantram, then Janaganamana. After that, we will take on some questions.
Okay. Thank you for giving me extra time. Thank you, one and all.
ధన్యవాదములండి. ఓకే, వసుంధర గారు స్వస్తి మంత్రం.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यां परिपालयन्तां न्यायेण मार्गेण महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सदनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु सदां शतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः
ధన్యవాదములు.
स्वस्ति
Now let's go for reciting Janaganamana, please. जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव सुभाषितमागे गाहि तव शुभगाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद. Okay, now can we have some question answer session, Mahoday? Bhaskar Rao garu?
Yes, we can.
Sir, madam, the marriage should be done at the age of 12 to 15 or 11 to 15 on, you said. But as per
Yes.
the early child marriages are not correct. That's what the present this one is telling, no, madam. So they are not so
No.
matured to get married at the age of 11 to 15. That's what the people say. They are
Yes,
not fully grown.
no, what is if the marriage is celebrated at the age of between 10 to 15 years age, they will get attached towards the family members of in-laws. Otherwise, if marriages are performed after 20 years or even 20, charge అయిపోయింది. So at the age of 25, 27, 30 also they are doing marriages. That is why egoism is developing in both of them. The girls mostly are not considering the in-laws people to be their family members at all. The girl says, you may think that you are, I am your daughter-in-law and family member, but you are not my family member. My family is that, that's our feelings are there in many of them. So to develop intimacy, not to lead married life. So that can be done after matured, when both of them are physically, mentally ready and matured, then both the parents can celebrate that. Even without that also, as a member, the attachment should be developed in her mind, and she must get attached to the family members of her husband's family. So that is the ideal age, I said. So
And one more small question, Amma. So
Uh-huh.
on the name of Sangeet, people are dancing before the marriage itself. How far it is correct? Is there in any other culture it is there, madam? Is there any?
I
No,
could not listen.
No, that's what Sangeet, on the name of Sangeet, people are dancing before the marriage itself. So
No,
is this culture anywhere?
not proper at all. Yes, yes, that should not be done unless the marriage is completely celebrated. The girl and boy, they become Vara and Vathu, become Dampatis. In fact, even us nowadays, of course, they are doing before marriage, they are keeping this evening time, and then all of us are going and blessing them. That is not proper as per our Shastra. Then also we must bless them to have Sikrameva Kalyana Prapti Rastu. That blessing only we can give at that time. Before the marriage, when this sort of function is arranged and both of them, the boy and girl, in fact, they should not sit together also, because they have not become one. So there should be, he is Parapurusha to her till the marriage is completed. So certain, at least the pot filled with water must be kept in between the girl and the boy when they are doing this sort of process also. That is as per our Shastra. So unless the marriage is over, completed and celebrated, they will not become Dampatis. Unless they become Dampati, they should not bow down together. And we must not bless them to live happy married life and all. So only blessing we can give at that time is Sikrameva Kalyana Praptirastu. That is what we say. Even myself and my husband also, whenever such situation comes, nowadays so many such situations are arising, we bless them like that only. And also we advise the parents, if possible, you ask them to sit separately in separate chairs instead of making them sit together in one big chair. Even that is not proper. And in between them, then also something should be kept, water pot or darpa. Darpa, grass got very divine power. That is why Sita Mata, while talking with Ravana, she kept darpa, the grass, in between herself and Ravana. Because one woman must never speak to Parapurushas. So that is our custom.
Okay.
And dancing is different. They dance
That's
together.
not, actually, the culture where it is going, where the
Unless
country is going.
Unless Pani Grahana incident takes place, he should not hold the hand of her. She should never allow him to touch her hand. That is the custom.
Okay.
Okay, Padmavati garu.
హరి ఓం
Sir.
నమస్కారం గురుగారు. అది విజయలక్ష్మి మేడం గారు.
నమస్తే అమ్మా.
నా వాయిస్ క్లియర్ గా వస్తుందండి? కొంచెం నెట్ ప్రాబ్లం ఇక్కడ.
క్లియర్ గా ఉందమ్మా.
మీరు అగ్నిహోత్ర దేవ వారం చెప్పారండి.
అర్థం కాల.
బ్రాహ్మణంలో
సమ్ నెట్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉన్నట్టుంది.
ఒక్కసారి అండి కొంచెం గట్టిగా చెప్పనండి.
ఐఎమ్ అనేబుల్ టు లిసన్ టు
మీ వాయిస్ కట్ అవుతుంది పద్మావతి గారు.
ఒక్క నిమిషం గురువు గారు, ఇంకొంచెం సిగ్నల్ ఉన్న చోటకి వస్తాను. అగ్నిహోత్ర దేవ, వాయుదేవ, చంద్రదేవ, సూర్యదేవ, వరుణదేవ గురించి చెప్పారండి గురువు గారు.
అవును,
విశాలాక్షి గురువు గారు. అందులో చంద్రదేవ యాక్సెప్ట్, సూర్యదేవ దిస్ ఈజ్ యాక్సెప్టబుల్, వరుణదేవ ఇట్ షుడ్ బి డన్. అయిపోయానండి.
5వ పేరు
5 దేవుడు ఎవరా? గంధర్వుడు కూడా ఉన్నాడు అందులో, గంధర్వ దేవుడు. The fire god, sun god, moon god, Varuna Deva, then all the gods, they accepted, and with their consent the marriage is celebrated. That is the idea. This mantra is there in Ekagni Kanda. There you can see all the mantras connected to Yajurveda Brahmana. You can get all the mantras, or in Gruhya Sutras of all Dharma Shastras, we can get all the mantras.
శారద గారు.
ఒక్కటే డౌట్ మేడం. నమస్కార మేడం. Why Vadhu only should be considered the in-law family as her family? Why not Vara consider the Vadhu's family also his family?
Vara also must consider his wife's family members as his family members only. He must also respect his mother-in-law, father-in-law. He must show concern and love and mutual cooperation with all the family members of his wife. Even then, the duty and most important point is, it depends upon always the happy life of the family depends upon the behavior and mental ideas of the daughter-in-law who steps into the house. If her ideas are not proper, the life becomes miserable, even to the husband, to his parents, and to all the members. So that is why more samskaras are done to the Vadhu. Duties are equal to both of them. Dharmas are equal to both of them, both Vara and Vadhu. But her duty is most important. She has to come to his house. So she must have the idea that all these people are her members, her relatives. She must mingle with them. That is the cause behind this. If Vadhu has to respect them, does not mean that Vara should not respect the other party. Both are equal. Always they are speaking about both equally, but enhancing and giving emphasis to Vadhu and her behavior, her ideals, and her duties.
Madam, one more doubt, madam. In Deva Karyas, wife should sit on the left side, and Pitru Karyas, the wife should sit on the right side. Is it correct, or walk in front of the husband?
It depends upon the anuchana, that is the sampradaya that is coming traditionally. In our custom, always the wife should sit left to her husband, but at certain times she has to, even at Annaprasana, sometime by doing these samskaras also, I said she must sit right side for a certain time. Normally for Rigveda Sampradaya people, wife or Dharmapatni must sit to the right side of her husband. But we follow, we belong to Krishna Yajurveda Shaka. So as per our Shaka, as per the traditions followed by our ancestors, we follow. Also, why? Because the wife is always given the left side of her husband is, we say the heart stays at the left side. We believe actually heart does not stay. Actual heart always stays in the middle of our body. Even then, the physical heart, the shape of the heart is at the left side of the human beings, all human beings. So, and Ishvara, as Ardhanariswara, gave the Vamabhaga, left part to Parvati Mata. So always the left part of the husband belongs to wife. Even that is another reason.
Dhanyavadaha, Mahodaya.
Okay, Andy. Thank you so much for the question answer session. Now I think we will close if no other questions are there.
Okay.
Thank you all. Let us thank Visalaksh garu for the very detailed Shodasa Samaskara one by one for about almost a week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dhanyavad.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
బాగా చెప్పినారు మేడం, చాలా బాగా చెప్పినారు.
Thanks. Dhanyavad.
Let me close now.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.